Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at Logic Pro for iPad, and we're going to do a dark, atmospheric, ambient thing. Okay, so my tips for ambient: pick a tempo that's relatively slow. Doesn't really matter, to be fair. Don't use any kind of drums. It's not a drone. It's going to be ambient, so there's going to be some melodic content, but none of things going to be quantized. I'm just going to pick one key, which will be D minor. I'm starting with this patch. What I've done is instrument patches and just, cleared all selected soundscapes and chosen this ascending waves. There's quite an interesting patch. If we look at the actual instrument here, let's just close that over. You'll see that it's got some very cool effects, the tie-dye delay. These are like guitar effect pedal type things, but they're all part of Logic. So I'm not really bothered about quantization. In fact, I can switch that off. And I don't want any drums. Don't forget with ambient as well, you're really just trying to create a mood. So this would be dark ambient, basically light ambient. We could do in major keys and stuff, but I'm just going to stick with this. Oh, I'm just going to start. Actually, I'll just start recording. So this will give us a count in, and I'll bring it in now. Now, normally I'd record this for like, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. But I'm not going to record it for that long, obviously, because it'll bore you silly. But it'll give you an idea of how to do this kind of thing. Ambient, I was going to say it's pretty easy to do, but musically it's easy to do. It's just sounds, really, and creating atmosphere. Which I find quite interesting. So ambient music has been around for obviously a long, long time. I think it was originally called ambient music by Eno, but it existed before then, you know. I mean, really, lots of different. I mean, some soundscape stuff's ambient. So this would be more like a soundscape but it's still dark ambient music, if you know what I mean. Okay, I'll let that kind of trail out there. You can stop recording. And there it lies. So awesome stuff. So we can just duplicate this track, and we can choose another preset to use. Let's see. See, that's really nice. Does it fit in with what we've got? I think it does. I'm just going to record. So again, with something like this, you won't want to not bring this in straight away sort of thing. So you can choose when to come in. And you can carry on adding embellishments and things like this, but try not to be too distracted in what you do. So different kinds of ambient. I mean, some stuff works well with visuals. Other types of ambient, more lighter ambient, you can just listen to while you're doing something else. Which is also quite nice. Have a look at what's going on with this. That's an alchemy instrument. Okay. Now, what you could do at some point, obviously, is start to bounce this stuff to audio, because it doesn't really need to be in MIDI, and you'll save more CPU. But let's just add in, let's add another instrument complete. In fact, I'm going to put in Soundbox from Audio Modern. Let me just clip this here and go and find it in my instruments. So instruments, I'll just search for Soundbox. Soundbox, there it is. Because I have let's see, Soundbox, we just want to be stereo, don't we? I don't need the keyboard neither. This loads. I'm working on, let me just close this. I'm working on a sound pack for Soundbox at the moment. And let me just go and find my pack. And this will be available free for all my Patreon supporters. But I've got some sounds already. I want it to be kind of quite a varied pack, but I've got some special effects stuff and some ambient stuff. Let me just have a look here what I've got going on. Okay, see, I've got one here called Sepulchra, which is it's a collection of sounds that Joe recorded. You can actually see what they are here. This is a flicked can, a Hessian bagger, dog collar bells, and what's that one say? When we weren't sure what that was when we come to do all the editing on it, but this is quite, if we go really low. So I think that might quite fit in kind of after that thing, with it being dark ambient, if you know what I mean. So don't need to add any other effects to that. So I'll start about here, probably, maybe here even, and just play. Hit record anytime. And I'm gonna just hold a chord here. So I'm just playing two notes, a D and an A. And we'll just let this thing do its thing. And then I will freeze this audio. I'll tell you why. And eventually some of these samples will reverse as well. There we go. So it's quite an interesting patch. And then that can just fade out like that. Lovely. Very cool. Right, we can stop that there. Now, here's the thing with this one, because if I start here, for example, let's just stop this or go back here. You won't hear anything at all because it's MIDI, obviously. So really with this one, we want to be bounce this one in place, and it'll give us some options here. So we include effects trail. Yeah, we can include all that. Include audio tailing file, that's fine. Or include it in the region as well. So let's just bounce that down. And this will just bounce, it'll just render this to an audio file, and we have the tail at the end. Now I can go back to my instrument now and change the sound out. So I'll go and find another sound from my pack, and then we can move on to some other kind of things. You can rename this as well. But if we play this now, obviously this is just going to kind of come in sharp here like this. If I select this region, for example, and just go to around where this MIDI kind of starts. This is just going to kind of burst in. Let's delete this MIDI as well because we don't actually need it. Right, okay. Now with this one, I'm going to select the region, and I'm going to go into the region controls here. And where it says fade start, I'm going to click on this and give us, say, 3 seconds of fade in at the beginning of that about file. And you'll see, let's just close that out of the way. You'll see there we've got this fading going on now with this audio, but it's only 3 seconds, so you know. But it's less, it's because we're trying to create some sort of ambience here, it's less aggressive than it just kind of bursting in sort of thing. Hey, select it and turn it down a bit. So now we've got that, we can choose another sound from Soundbox. I'm going to go back in here now, have a look at the instrument, open it up again, and choose another one. So I've got, on this particular one, that's where it says special effects, I've got 1 octave so far, or I'll probably add more samples to this. But if I look at the actual, see, it's only one thing that says special effects. If I open up the, you'll see it's a bunch of effects actually. A bunch of very dark kind of atmospheric type effect. Well, I quite like that one. If I select it here, we can see it. So I think I'll add that in sometime during this. Maybe when it starts to kind of reverse. So and because I've got several samples on different keys, I could change the key then. That's got a tonal quality to it, which is probably C. Another key. And then that can fade out there. Okay. So I think with this one, well, I guess I could bounce it in place. So bounce, bounce, bounce. So bounce in place, and I'll leave all the rendering and stuff as it is because we want the actual tails of the effects and things. Here we go. And we can get rid of that actual MIDI. In fact, I'll get rid of the Soundbox channel as well. And just choose this again and duplicate it, and then all we need to do is kind of just find a sound for this. I'll go back to instrument patches here, and soundscapes is already selected for us, so we can carry on seeing what we've got. So this might be quite nice. Let me just see what we've got going on with effects and stuff. So I think this needs to be a bit lower as well in volume for a start off. Just go to about, did I say around here somewhere it was C? Yeah. Keep it in C minor. So if you were doing like ambient, you'd probably want to stay in major keys, make it all a bit more upbeat, you know, or at least happier feeling. But because we're not, let's see what's going on with our instrument here. So it's sculpture. More feedback. I think 1/8 dotted. Let's have a look at this. Very nice. Yeah, this is classic kind of ambient. No, just stick to the key and you'll be fine, and you can basically play whatever you like. I'm just going to give it a bit of a boost in volume with the makeup on the compressor. And all this extra stuff is because we've increased the feedback. Very nice. Let's see what we can do with that, eh? And this is a perfect example of having no quantization and not having a metronome while it's recording. So let's start from around here. I can arm record, it'll just start when I press my first key. So that, I really liked that. That was nice. So it means that we can, let's just see if it was okay. Let's go back here. Yeah, and let's add a, let's just duplicate this and go and find another patch here. And this time we can maybe, let's go further down, see what's going on. Oh, that's me volume. Duh. Two. That's quite cool. Yeah. I think we'll try that. Kind of like that. What is it? What instrument is this? ES2. Where that extra noise is coming from. Not that it matters, it sounds quite nice. So again, we've got lots of things going on here. Let's increase this modulation on there. Ah, it's the Bit Crusher. Nicer. Oops, knocking stuff over here. 2 delay designers. So that might sound quite nice. Right, let's just go from around here and see what happens. Okay, and let's just stop the record and carry on. So you can see, it's difficult because normally if you were making a really long, say a piece of music that was lasting 30 minutes or something, you extend all this stuff anyway, and you could still go and extend this stuff now. But as a tutorial, you need to keep kind of stuff short. I don't even know where we're at actually, where we are time-wise. How do I change this? Is it up here? Somewhere, customize control bar to show display time. Where's time? Position time, beat and time. Okay, let's do beat and time. So you're already at 5 minutes, which is short for an ambient piece, but you know, let's see what we can add in. And of course, like I said, you can add little bits and pieces in here and there if you want to, but the idea is basically keep it kind of straightforward. See what we've got. So if you go to something like this now and try to just mess around, do you see what I mean? Like put little tiny bits in just very occasionally. I will, while I'm here, is duplicate. Sorry, duplicate this. Let's go all the way down to what we've got going down the bottom part. That sounds quite nice. Yeah, you see, let's go back to about there. A couple of bits and pieces of that kind of thing just thrown in, you know, this kind of chord. And don't worry about the mix, you know, your mix you can fix that later. Or timing, don't worry about timing. That fits really well. So it's just a matter of finding sounds and blending them in. Doing a bit of mixing here and there. I mean, we won't go into all the EQing and stuff and things like that, you know. Be here all day. The thing is to remember, well, all music really takes time and effort, you know. But making long ambient stuff and soundscapes and things takes a little bit longer. Cool. Let's duplicate this one. If you're watching this via Premiere, by the way, thank you very, very much. I hope you're enjoying it. I mean, I'm using Logic Pro, but you can literally use any DAW you like. It's all the same principle, you know. Right, okay, so let's duplicate this and get on the sound going. And then you can customize your colors and things like this. The good thing about bouncing stuff to audio as well is then you can start to very easily reverse the audio and stuff like that in the inspector section here, and make some more interesting effects and things. Right, okie dokie. Let's get a sound and see what's occurring. So what we did, we went down to start down the bottom again. Tend to ignore the end. That's quite nice, actually. That would lift the mood. This might be nice. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. So I know at the minute it's all in C minor there. Starts off in D, then changes about here. Yeah, that's nice. Cool. Again, one of the great things about making ambient music is you're not concerned about time. You're not concerned about quantization. You're not concerned about keeping you've got no beat to worry about. You just really can just make the sound do all the work for you, you know? So I'll just play a C minor chord, but we'll start it around. Let's just go from around here. And we can drop this something like this in, and I'll just move around the grid for alchemy. Hang on a minute. Let's go. I'm gonna have to move this song. Actually, let me just stop this a sec. Extend the song. Okay. Well, I think it would do it for me, but I'm not sure. Right, let's just go with this. So. Okay, for the purposes of time, we shall just stop that there. Stop this. And this one, I might add, shall I add an effect to that? Let's just see what it sounds. Let's go before. So it records all your motion and movement and stuff as well, so you're okay there. So with this one, I'm going to bounce this one in place. So let's just bounce and join, bounce in place, and I'll leave the same settings and hit bounce, and then it will render this one for us. Bouncing regions. Okay, cool. And we've got this now, so I can actually, well, no, I won't. I'll just delete the file, because on this one we shall select the region, and I'm going to have this fade in. So go to our inspector, make sure I'm selected on the region here. Excuse me. And we've got fade in and fade end. I am going to definitely fade in, and let's just, time will be 4 seconds. Actually, no, I'm going to make it more than that. I'm going to make it fade in over 5 seconds. So 5,000 milliseconds. Done. And if we kind of go in, we should see that at the beginning of our file. And let's go to the end. Just because we're on audio, we'll be able to hear this. So let's just see what it sounds like fading out. So it's, yeah, we could, I mean, if I add a little tiny, just let me stop it. I'll just add a titchy tiny fade at the end there, just in case it was any hard stop. But I think it was okay. But just as a thing, you've got fade end. It's the same as we have fade out, and we can just go in and select our time to fade out over 2 seconds. No, 20 seconds, 2 seconds, and hit done. And anything that might have been present at the end will just fade out. You'll never hear it for whatever else you add. Guys, I'm going to leave it there, because otherwise we'll be here all live long day. I hope you enjoyed that. You can, like I said, it can take time to do this kind of thing, but while you say ta-ra to each other, how long are we up to now? So we're up to here. So 6:42, 6 minutes 42, and you could still add some other bits and pieces, but my advice would be not to go too bonkers. Because if for example, this would be more suited to a visual thing, so some sort of horror scene or suspense or something. If there's too much going on, it's going to be distracting for the person watching. Of course, if you're designing this just to create a horror ambience or a tension or a suspense thing, then yeah, you can go bonkers. I mean, there's no rules, just a couple of pointers. Right, let's go back to the beginning, and I will switch off at the end. So guys, thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please strike the like, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a patron, and all of the cool stuff you can do. And yeah, what have I called this? Shadows, as you can see. Right, okay. Ta-ra, I'll see you later.